Hey guys, this is Sage Valentine, and this is my review of Sleepy Hollow Season 2, Episode 13, entitled Pittura Infamante. So what did I think about this episode? I think that the episode should have focused solely upon Frank Irving, and we should have at least been given some background for like what was going on with Frank and his family and everything, a family reunion or something, and maybe a little more interaction between Abby and Frank, because that was the best part of the episode. And I think that if they were going to put, the storyline with the crazy evil demon in the painting, then I think Abby and Ichabod should have been running around with Katrina instead of just Ichabod and Katrina. Now, I'm not anti-Katrina. I just think she's suspect. I just don't trust her, and that's the way that her character was written. The thing that made me mad about the episode is that they sidetracked Abby Mills. And Jenny had to call Hawley for help when Jenny was the person with all the answers and all the stuff in Season 1. The fandom is like going crazy because 95% of the people watching that episode did not like it. The ratings have dropped from 4.3 million to 4.16 million, and the key demographic of 18 to 49 went up last episode 2 weeks ago to 1.6, only to drop down this week to 1.3. So people are literally tuning out, which is understandable considering that on Celebrity Apprentice, Joan Rivers was on there. They have The Bachelor. They have all these other shows going on, but still, that's a really, really big chunk to drop out. And it's only going to get worse next week because this is a Hawley-centric episode. And if you're not, big on Twitter, I think it's about time you guys get on Twitter because Hawley was trending with all of these angry, irate tweets about Hawley and how they want to either do away with him or they want something to be done about him, if you get what I'm saying. But I just really didn't like this episode. I'm like, why isn't Abby in this? I understand if Abby had to take a little break or something, but it just seemed like the two separate storylines did not go together. They didn't really gel together, except for the fact when Reyes showed up to the Historical Society because the dude died who was supposed to be restoring the painting, and because he touched the bloody painting, then the killer in the painting came after him and it killed him and had him hanging up by his foot from the chandelier and bleeding out. And then Reyes came after all this time because I was like, is Shakina still on the show? I would like to see Reyes ASAP. So that was the only time when the story kind of the two different storylines kind of interconnected, because then Abby spoke to Ichabod on the phone and was telling him what was going on. But it just, to me, it felt like these two could have been two different episodes. We didn't need just 85% Katrina and Ichabod, 15% Abby, Frank, and Jenny. And there are some people in the fandom who are pro-Katrina fans. That is understandable, but the fact of the matter is most of the fandom can't stand her, and that is the reason why a lot of people have tuned out. As I've said previously, I sound like a broken record, I know, but it is the truth. Beyond the fact of the rumors flying around about Abby dying or being killed off, and this whole thing with Katrina being bolstered up as the new Abby Mills in the show. That's why a lot of people are just like, screw this, I'm not watching this, I didn't sign up for this. And then there are the people who are angry and say Katrina needs to die. I don't think that Katrina needs to die. I think that something needs to be done about Katrina, but I've said this more than once in other reviews. I'm not going to bog you guys down with that one again, but I just wish that the writers would do something with her other than having her in sexy clothes or being able to whisper to Ichabod about little things, and then have little things pop up with her memory and her powers when she can use them, then she can't use them. just do something with her because she's really pretty much a do-nothing character. Then the whole thing with Jenny and Holly, where Jenny was looking for some bullets for Abby because Abby basically wants to put down Frank Irving because now that she knows that Frank is alive, she feels like she can't trust him because of what happened with Andy. Although what happened with Andy was Andy's own doing. Andy knew what he was getting into. Frank did not know. But to avoid another situation like that, Abby wants to be ready, and she wants these special bullets or something to take Frank down if she has to. So Jenny calls Holly. Holly's nowhere in sight. He tells her to go and dig up this body, and these bullets are, you know, with the body, and it turns out they're in the body, so she has to pull out the bullets, and she pulls out one, and the zombie, like, grabs her. That makes me think of The Walking Dead. I was cracking up. And she says at the end something like, "Thanks, Holly, you could have told me that I had to leave one bullet in." That was a funny part. And like I said, there were bittersweet moments with Cynthia talking to Abby, which I kind of wish Cynthia had kind of like showed more emotion and been like all upset, like, you guys just told me he was dead. Now he's alive. What is going on? What am I going to tell Macy? And Macy was nowhere to be found in this episode as well. But instead, it was more focused on Ichabod and Katrina and their marriage and fixing their marriage. But as I've said before, that should be, you know, in the background. Abby and Ichabod need to get back together and start fighting together again. And on the side, he needs to, you know, fix his marriage, do this, do that. Because in episode 13, that whole back and forth thing that reminded me of Tisha Campbell and Martin Lawrence in the final season of the show Martin, that was not working. And it made a lot of people mad as well. So, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, for all of you who have not watched Season 2 and you're watching my reviews, watch Season 2, even though people are saying don't watch it because this show needs all of the ratings that it can get because it's dropping, it's not good, and there are people who are saying that everything is perfect, everything is fine. Everything is not fine, because if everything was fine, then fans would be tuning in, and they're actually tuning out. So anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to rate this video, comment, and subscribe to my brand of crazy, and pass this on. Share the love. I would love to know everybody's opinion of what's going on with this season. Also, check the links below, and I have a really, really big, huge announcement to make very soon. But once everything, you know, gets together, gels together, whatever, what have you, once everything is done, then I'm going to tell you guys this weekend. But until then, you all take care. I love you all. Bye, guys. Bye.